We're glad to have you back. You're still watching FCT Brief, and we're still discussing the endorsement rule in Delta North Senatorial District. And we still have with us in the studio the Chief of Staff to Senator Ned Nwoko, Michael Nwoko. Now, before we went on the break, you mentioned that this endorsement was jointly bestowed on the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Governor, and also the Senator. And you also mentioned that, you know, House of Reps members were left out of this endorsement. Now, I would like to ask, why is there so much pushback from other quarters saying that it was not an endorsement? Perhaps it was a suggestion, or, you know, he was not part of that endorsement. Why are we having so much pushback? And again, whose interests does this serve?
Thank you so much for that question. Suffice to state that, I watched the program of yesterday, and really, I was puzzled at some of the presentations made by a local government chairman, because on that meeting of June 14, he was in the meeting. He did not even come alone. He came with a team of his ward chairman, and of course, you know, other members of the party from his own local government area. He was part of the meeting. And during the course of this endorsement, I would also like to state without fear of contradiction, because the records are there, the videos, etc. You will see them. You see, there were no dissenting voices. And so if anyone actually had objection, are you getting, to that endorsement, he would have spoken out, because there was a voice vote put out to the general audience, and it was yes in the affirmative. No dissenting voices. How can you now come back after a few days to issue a statement that you were not part of the endorsement? It raises a lot of questions, a fundamental question for that matter. And this question is, why the desperation? And why the sudden fight? You understand what I'm talking about? You see this, when you look at the political kaleidoscope, some certain things happen. And when these things happen, you begin to ask some questions, etc. You were in the meeting, no dissenting voices. That is to say that a lot could have happened. You see, before this endorsement, considerations were made. The speakers who made presentations made it very clear, abundantly clear, that the reason for this endorsement is not unconnected with the sterling qualities and performance of these officers. Mr. President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency the Governor, and the distinguished Senator who actually offered to host the meeting, because the meeting was at the senatorial level. You can imagine within a period of 2 years, the distinguished Senator, Senator Prince Ned Nwoko, can be credited to about 31 bills and 20 motions, all of which are of strategic national importance. And of course, with a barrage of people-oriented projects across the senatorial district, for which people are saying that you have performed excellently well. And on this note, we're endorsing you. We are in support of what we're doing. We're endorsing you for a second tenure. It is not out of place, because it's all about the people. You just asked, whose interest does this endorsement serve? It is all about the interest of the people. Like I said, these endorsements were not stereotyped. They were not premeditated. It happened during the course of the meeting, and the people actually spoke. Democracy is all about the people. Government of the people, for the people, and by the people. It's all about the people. And that is what the distinguished senator represents. That is what Mr. President represents.
Okay. Because it has turned into a factional issue now in Delta North. Some group feels that if this was properly managed, like she asked, that of whose interest? If you say the interest of the people, why do we have this pushback? What's the big deal about endorsement? Does endorsement really win an election? Why are we so fixated about endorsement? Now, if there is a meeting of the APC in the states, everybody in the state will be involved. Now, you rightly said that the House of Rep members, 3 federal constituencies in the senatorial districts, and if they were there, wouldn't it have been proper if, according to that group, if you had stopped at just endorsing Mr. President and the governor? Now, if you're going to include the lawmakers, every other lawmaker also want to run in an election in 2027. So why would they be there? You're not endorsing. You say senatorial district. Senatorial district is the makeup of federal constituencies. So why?
It's the 3 federal constituency makeup.
So why were they excluded?
Yeah, no, it's not saying they were excluded. Let's get something very right. You see, like I said, it is the senatorial chairman of the party that has the constitutional mandate to convene a senatorial meeting. And so the meeting was properly convened, okay? Or distinguished Senator President Nwoko, being the senator representing the area, offered to host. Are you getting me? Now, every leader, every leader of the party in the senatorial district really was invited for that meeting. Every one of them was invited. But some choose not to attend. For some certain reasons, I wouldn't know why they choose not to attend. 3 federal constituencies, yes, we had, one of them in attendance, etc. The state chairman was there, even though he's not from the senatorial district, but he attended the meeting. And of course, that, would give you a clue as to the fact that the meeting was properly conveyed. If the meeting was not properly conveyed, the state chairman would not be there. The senatorial chairman that had the constitutional mandate to convey meeting would not be there. He would not preside over the meeting. It's not as if the single senator presided over the meeting. No, because it was a party meeting. You see, the democratic structure and the constitution of the party have made it very easy for different layers of leadership of the party to perform their functions without interference. These functions are not overlapping. Okay? And so there is need for proper synergy. Everyone must understand their function and play their role accordingly without, undue interference, without undue influence, etc. It's unfortunate that what we are saying today, yes, in Delta, or Delta North per se, because we are discussing Delta North now, what we are seeing here today really is very unfortunate in the sense that a few persons will choose to sever themselves from such a meeting where you have unprecedented gathering of party faithfuls and supporters, that even a meeting you choose not to attend, those that you are meant to lead were in attendance. Does that point to the fact that should at least point to the fact that it is the generality of membership of the party in the senatorial district who were in support of that meeting? And even if you had severed yourself from the meeting and you try to influence them not to attend, they defy your instruction and they attended because they believe that the meeting was properly convened and they need to show support for the party.
I'd like to ask you,